that, of course, is a story for another day, and I'll see you, and we'll talk about that down the road.
Welcome, wrestling fans, to One Wrestling's NXT News and Reviews. I am the show, Bill Schuyler of the Big Slam Nation. And it's finally time. It is now 2016. We have went through the last couple weeks of NXT, just rolling over their best matches and whatnot of 2015. I didn't feel that that was really something that I needed to go over and over again and regurgitate with you, the fans of NXT. So I waited for the first brand new episode of NXT in 2016, and it has arrived. And in this episode, they will have their own version of the NXT Fan Pick Year-End Awards. And I'm here to tell you that the show's awards, my 2015 NXT awards that'll be given to those who deserve it, is a much, much better choice and more selections than NXT went with. Along with that, we're going to deal with some news and some rumors and things that have been blowing up all around the wrestling community since the last time you and I got together. So let's open up with this week's NXT Network event. It opened up with the return of General Manager William Regal. And he went, through the whole yin and the yang, the 2015, how great it was, and how 2016 is going to be even better, yada, yada, yada. And announced that the main event for tonight will be a women's battle royal for the #1 contendership to the NXT women's title. Now, I am not a huge battle royal fan, but I have to say I am intrigued by a women's battle royal, especially an NXT division's women's battle royal, because of the abilities and the finesse and some of the outright viciousness that these gals have here in NXT compared to other organizations. He then introduced Sami Zayn back into the NXT Full Sail arena, and Sami came out to his music. The crowd popped big. And of course, when the music died down, the ole, 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 ole just echoed throughout. Sami introduced himself and said, in case you don't know me, I am the singer of a band, and I think the band here is warmed up. And he points out to the audience, and they begin again with the ole, 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 and he goes, that's our #1 single. So he was having fun. His promo skills are really fantastic, and you got to think about this, that Sami went throughout his entire career under the mask of El Generico, not speaking anything but a little bit of Spanish here and there. He never had the opportunity, the chance to do any kind of real promo work. Everything he learned here in NXT. And I'll be quite honest with you, his promo work really reminds me, he's very similar. It is choice of words and his comfortableness on the microphone with the fans as a Mick Foley. And I think it's going to help him go really, really far in the WWE. Now, Sami says that he's going to be the two-time NXT champion in NXT history. And then the music hits for Samoa Joe. And out comes Joe, who is not very happy. You can see it by the demeanor and the look on his face. And Joe gets in Sami's face and puts forth one of those classic Samoa Joe promos where he just tells it as it is, cuts no corners on it, and just openly makes his threats, which he doesn't really make a threat, but it's a promise, and tells him that he doesn't deserve his spot. He's lost his spot, and that if he wants to keep his shoulder firmly in that socket, that he needs to put down his microphone and walk away, because he's in his ring. Boom! Baron Corbin's music, the Lone Wolf, comes out to the arena. He gets in the ring, tells Sami Zayn that his time has come, his time has gone, and while he was home nursing himself, a more stronger, durable competitor has come on the scene. That being him, Samoa Joe then tells him he may have eradicated too many brain cells when he choked him out in Brooklyn. And of course, this kind of messes up Baron Corbin's whole thing. And he goes, "You don't even belong in this conversation." He gets back in Sami's face. Corbin disappears off, and again he tells him that this is his ring, blah blah blah, get rid of it. And then Joe goes to walk away, gets out almost through the ropes, and Sami goes, "Hey Joe, where you going?" "I'm standing here in this ring where I belong." And as he continues that, he's like, come on Joe, calling him back in the ring. And Corbin comes up from behind with the massive clothesline, taking Sami down. He continues to battle and punch on Sami on the ground, picks him up, throws him in the ropes. Sami does his magic off of the ropes, comes up and around and gives a haluva kick, knocking Baron Corbin way over the ropes to the floor. End of story. Quick turns around as Samoa Joe's getting ready to creep through the rings and attack him from behind. Joe goes, no, and off he leaves, walking away, leaving Sami in the ring. What a great build-up. What a great opening. This, my friends, on the main roster is what you do with a segment where you're going to have some talking, have it mean something, have this be where these three guys are just built a feud that fast, and it's that damn credible. Now, with this, they do have the NXT Fan Pick Year in Awards. I'll hit them off to you real quick. Tag Team of the Year, Enzo and Big Cass. Female Competitor of the Year, Bayley. Male Competitor, Finn Balor. The Takeover of the Year would be Brooklyn. Match of the Year, Bayley versus Sasha at Takeover Brooklyn. And the overall Competitor of the Year, Finn Balor. Bada boom, bada bing. That, my friends, is all that's left in the ring for the NXT Fan Awards. Now, our next matchup, we had Tomaso Ciampa, thankfully, back in NXT in 2016, and it looks like he is here to stay. Tomaso Ciampa, one of the best guys on the indie circuit. He was one of the best top talents in Ring of Honor. He is ferocious in the ring, and once they truly get him into where they're going to develop him and push him, he will be a major contender in NXT, mark my words. He goes up against perennial enhancement talent for NXT, Danny Burch from London, England, who is one of the best enhancement guys in the business. He is tough, he is brutal, he is smash mouth, and that is exactly what we had in this match. It was hard hitting, it was smash mouth, and the match was really had a great showing by both men, with Danny Burch not looking like a jobber compared to Ciampa, but an actual competitor. And Ciampa would wind up winning this match after a complete brutal beat fest between these guys, just beating the living hell out of each other. He would get this out of this world, just out of nowhere, armbar submission. and you get a tap out by Danny Burch, and Tomaso Champa is your winner. We then get some quick video bits of competitors for the Battle Royal, and then we go back to William Regal in his office, and the GM announces that Zayn, Joe, and Corbin all basically had valid points, and that the only way that this can be resolved is that they will have a triple threat match in 2 weeks for the #1 competitor to the NXT title, held by Finn Balor. We then get the tag team champions, Dash and Dawson, fists, not flips, my friend, the Mechanics, going up against the former NXT champions, the Ascension. This was a big brawl, hard-hitting, fist and fire. But the tag team champions here proved that they are indeed the best in the business, and they took the former NXT juggernauts, the Ascension, and demolished them and out-wrestled them throughout this match. Not that the Ascension didn't get their licks in, but when it got to the bottom line, your winners were Dash and Dawson, as if there was any doubt in your mind. Whew. Great match. We then get another match with the Drifter, Elias Samson, who basically squash matches Corey Hollis. Samson, I'm really undecided on right now. He has a great look. He seems to have a good move set. He looks very, very similar to Randy Savage, a young Randy Savage. And when he comes off that top rope with that elbow, I mean, I'm just looking for Miss Elizabeth. Don't quite know where they're going with him. He seems to be a tweener. He's not smashing that guitar over anybody's head as of yet. I'm waiting for that to happen. And he just leaves us with a cryptic, he's what NXT, or some kind of thing, NXT needs exactly what he is, or words to that effect. You got me. The guitar playing's a little off tune. The whole deal with him, I'm not quite sure, and I'm hoping, because they've been building him for a while. I really expected him to come in with a lot more fire, a lot more just intensity, and I'm not seeing it yet. Then, my friends, it is time for the Battle Royal. I'm not going to go through how each and everybody wound up, all to the fact that once Asuka got into the ring, the entire women's division in that ring all broke off and basically left. It was them versus Asuka. And the first one that came at her, she spun kick, knocked them down, boom. She kept taking people out left and right, and eventually into the match, everybody started splitting off. We had great battles going back and forth. Asuka, of course, was the one to watch in this match as far as I was concerned. These girls really put on a fantastic Battle Royal. A lot better than some of the guys' matches I've seen in a long time. These girls were not going over easy. They really were battling out. It came down finally. We did have a couple gals here and there who went out under the bottom ropes not to return, which would play into the match towards the end. We basically had the two Aussie girls. I cannot remember their names offhand right now, and it really doesn't matter. Either way, they were working over Asuka pretty damn hard. And then she had flipped both of them over the top rope, but they had landed on the ring apron. She came across the ring as they were out of it with that rear rump bump, knocking both gals off to the floor. And it appeared to be your winner was Asuka. The crowd erupted. Everybody went crazy, and out of nowhere, Eva Marie comes up through the ropes, grabs Asuka, and tosses her over the top rope. Oh my God, Eva Marie is going to be the #1 contender? Really? Uh-uh. Same trick, different gal. Here comes Carmella, who comes through. Bada bing, bada boom, tosses that red-headed floozy over the ring down to the room of the floor. That's right, girls and boys. Your #1 contender is Carmella versus Bayley. Bayley comes out, they hug, they're best friends. We'll see how this works out when they actually face off against each other in the ring. All in all, this was a pretty decent showing. It had Tomaso Champa, who I'm great with. It had Dash and Dawson, who were my favorites. All these doing what they had to do and winning. We had a great battle royal with the girls. It was really an excellent battle royal. We had that great opening segment with Zayn, Joe, and Corbin. Really a great show. Now I'm going to tell you, there's some news coming out around there. Biff Busick has been tweeting that he is indeed making his way into the main NXT roster and is coming after Finn Balor. So the Star Destroyer himself, Biff Busick, finally going to make his way onto NXT television. And if you do not know Biff Busick, if you have not seen him, I urge you to go pick up some Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, hit YouTube, bring him up, see the great matches that this guy has. He is one of the best in the world. Of course, my friends, if you've been living under a rock, you have not heard, but AJ Styles, Doc Gallows, and Carl Machine Gun Anderson of the Bullet Club have left New Japan Pro Wrestling and have signed with the WWE. That's right, my friends. The Bullet Club itself in New Japan is no longer. That's a whole other story for a whole other show, and we'll talk about that one down the road, perhaps at the Big Slam Nation, or at our New Japan Wrestling correspondent. I'm going to leave that as a surprise, but he's coming soon, and he's coming from across the pond. Now, we all know that the Bullet Club obviously is owned by New Japan, but we do know that Finn Balor, who was the former leader of the Bullet Club, has been rocking the Balor Club t-shirts for some time. It appears to me that this is something that's been in the plans for a long time, in grabbing these three individuals and bringing them over into the NXT universe. Or will it be the main roster of Raw and SmackDown? Could it be an appearance at the Royal Rumble by the Balor Club in or making their presence known during the Rumble? Or will they come through NXT like everyone else has? Either way, AJ Styles going up against anybody in the WWE or NXT is going to be, not to take advantage of it, but it will be phenomenal. AJ Styles, a man who has proven himself to be the best in the world. That's right, they gave him he didn't get his proper due, being the TNA World Champion, Tag Team Champions, every belt in the world he's held in TNA, but when he left, he became a bigger superstar. He became worldwide. He hit every indie promotion. He hit Ring of Honor. He became a legend in New Japan Pro Wrestling in a short couple years. Doc Gallows, former WWE superstar, former TNA wrestling star, made his way through the indies and also into New Japan, all finding their way to Carl Anderson and the Bullet Club. If you don't know who the Bullet Club is, This is no place nor time do I have to explain to you the history of the Bullet Club. That's with Finn Balor. Go research it. Check it out. Now, on top of this, the greatest, in my opinion, wrestler on the planet today, Shinsuke Nakamura, also has signed with the WWE. It looks like he will not be coming in possibly with this group. He will not be part of this group. How they bring him in, will it be through NXT, or is he going to come in on the main roster and make his appearance at the Royal Rumble? I think they're going to hold off on him till after the Rumble, and they're going to build him up into this great superstar, worldwide acclaimed that he is, and not lose the momentum of this former. He just had the belt stripped from him from New Japan, Intercontinental Champion. Whew, big news. And with this, word is that Hideo Itami has asked for his release from NXT. I have no direct confirmation on this. I do not know. In my opinion, this may be the fact that Kenta feels that with Nakamura coming in, that there would not be a place for two Japanese superstars to be in this company. I myself would love to have seen, and possibly still can, to see Hideo Itami going one-on-one with Nakamura. I think that could be a match of the night, a match of the year that would blow down and rip apart any show or pay-per-view they put them on. That's all I have as far as news upcoming. Nobody else new has been signed. Nobody else has left. Now to my 2015 NXT Awards. Best takeover of the year would be Brooklyn. And I give you the top 5 altogether. It's Brooklyn at number 1, London at number 2, Respect at number 3, Rival at number 4, and falling in at number 5, Unstoppable. The best male NXT star of the year, Kevin Owens. Best female, Charlotte Flair. Best tag team, Dash and Dawson, the Mechanics. Rookie of the year, Apollo Crews. Next big thing, Asuka. Comeback of the year, Samoa Joe. Match of the year, Sasha versus Bayley at TakeOver Brooklyn. Feud of the year was Becky versus Sasha. And the NXT event of 2015 would be the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. You can't go wrong, my friends, I believe, in any pick that I made. If you don't agree with one I made and you thought you have one better, leave your comments down below. With everything I discussed on this show today, I want to hear your response. I want to hear what you thought about this week's episode, what you thought about the fan awards that were done via NXT, how you feel about my awards that I placed up in all the different categories that I gave you, about the news of the Bullet Club, the Balor Club becoming an entity in NXT and the WWE. Nakamura, let's put it at that, because I know for sure if they leave and keep his name, he's not going to have the first name. They're just going to call him Nakamura. What do you feel about Hideo Itami possibly asking for his release? How you feel about Biff Busick finally making his way, coming into that main roster and supposedly coming in hot? That's all I got for you for this week, my friends. I ask you to please tune in, as always, to the Big Slam Nation every week, Friday night into Saturday. It will rise up on YouTube where you can check it out. This week, myself, I was unable to be part of that, and I haven't been for a while due to being on assignment at a couple shows. I was at the TNA Impact Wrestling one night only pay-per-view. And of course, I was at Ring of Honor's homecoming show, Rival in Philadelphia, a couple Fridays before that. And then with the holidays and work schedule, I've just been unable to get together with the boys, and it's been killing me. I will be back with the Big Slam Nation next week, and hopefully it will not be alone, and we will have something special going in to the Royal Rumble weekend. Other than that, I'm going to ask you, hit that subscribe button below, hit the like button, join up at One Wrestling on Twitter, go to onewrestling.com for all your news and videos. At Bill Apter is, of course, the icon himself, the boss. You could follow him on Twitter at Apter1 Wrestling. Hit up Big Ray at Big Ray Show. Billy Ray Valentine, you can follow him at Billy Ray Hustle. Professor Quintana, hit him up at PROF Hustle. I'm sorry, PRFPW Hustle. Fame Black, the Nature Boy, hit him up at Fame Black. And of course, you got to hit up at the Pharaoh of Fancy for the dirtiest in the city, 8-Track Brown. And don't forget about my main man Connor at OK Fabe. That's right, at OKAYFABE. And he's even got his own YouTube channel. Check it out. He is our TNA correspondent. He is handling all the TNA. I'm handling NXT, Ring of Honor, and the Indies. We have a new gentleman coming in to take over New Japan as a correspondent, and he's coming from a long ways off and joining the nation. And again, I'm leaving it as a surprise for when he makes that appearance, and it's official. With that, my friends, I will see you at the matches. And don't forget, follow me at You Got the Show on Twitter. Hit me up. I'll be glad to hit you back. Follow me, I follow you. We do that whole kind of thing. And I'm on all the time, loving to chat it up with my fellow squared circle, six-sided circle fans out there. And with that, I'll see you down the road.